Hey guys, TinyBoy601, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Logitech G923 racing wheel and all its features, so stay tuned. Like I said guys, today we're taking a look at the Logitech G923 racing wheel. This wheel is a small upgrade if you're coming from the Logitech G29 over from the PlayStation, and it's a moderate, I'd say, upgrade if you are like me and had the Logitech G920. Now, let's get into my background with racing wheels. I'm a complete amateur. During the quarantine times, I was like, you know what? The next generation of the consoles coming up. I've always wanted a wheel, and then Uncle Sam decided, you know, everyone gets $1,200, so I'm going to invest, and I was able to pick myself a Logitech G920 up, and then they announced this wheel, and that old wheel was still in its return window, so it went back, and I was like, you know what, I'll happily get feature parity with the Logitech G29 with a small upgrade. So I'm coming from the Xbox. I had the G920, and then I did a kind of a upgrade to the G923. I don't know if it's necessary if you don't have the ability to easily return the G920 in order to upgrade to the G923. I think you may want to kind of stay put. But let's go over the features of the new G923. So, the big thing that they're pushing is this True Force system. Basically, they've refined the motors, and I have to say, with some of my playtime, you know, you're gonna see it in the background. I'm not the best. I'm learning how to use the wheel, but there is definitely a difference in how it feels. I do definitely feel a small difference between this wheel and my previous wheel. So there is a difference in the motor tech, and I really like it. It definitely does deliver a bit more clarity in the force feedback department, and overall, I'm happy with it. The wheel is really nice. There's a good number of buttons on it. Coming from the G920 and the G29, where the G29 had a bunch of extra buttons on it compared to the Xbox variant, and I was just, when I saw that they added these buttons basically, or basically made them feature parity over the PlayStation and the Xbox versions, I was happy, and that's, I'll be honest, the main thing that brought me into it. So compared to the old G920, the G923 features a plus and a minus button down on the bottom left of the wheel, a spinning kind of selector switch with an enter-like button on the bottom, and those just add a couple more buttons for programs and for racing games in order to use. And you know, I was like, you know what, I want those. I want to be able to select brake bias while playing F1 2020, or do whatever else I can in snow runners or whatnot. And that's where this wheel kind of starts to let me down. So overall, the quality is great. I think this is an issue with the drivers in the fact that this just released, and therefore it doesn't really work that well in a lot of games. First off, the features that you would expect, because you've seen them on the G29 on the PlayStation side, I'm on an Xbox, aren't carried over. There's a new shift indicator light that is not lit up in any of the Xbox games that Logitech say support this wheel. Additionally, the new buttons down at the bottom, they do nothing. I don't know if this is a case of it just lying to the Xbox to say, hey, I'm actually the old one, and there needs to be a patch to put out in these games to make this new wheel playable. But like, one of my favorite games, and one of the games that like sold me on buying a wheel, was Snow Runners. I didn't really get the whole trucking simulator thing, and then I played Snow Runners with a wheel, and let me tell you, driving off-road trucks with a wheel is somewhat fun, and I was really enjoying it. Well, this is what happens when I try to play Snow Runners with the new wheel. Yeah, it sounds like it's murdering itself. It doesn't know what to do. It just shakes and shakes and shakes. Now, this was a problem that could occur with the G920, but you just had to reset it once. I tried playing SnowRunners like 5 times, like, oh, maybe I have to play it in a certain order, like I do a certain startup window, and then it will connect and runners will recognize it. Nope. It just flat out doesn't work with SnowRunners right now, and I'm hoping that gets fixed soon because I really enjoyed it. As far as other games, F1 2020, it works just like the old wheel. The one thing I did notice about this wheel that made me really enjoy it more is its self-centering behavior on my literally brand new G920. When you would try to self-center, or when it would go to self-center, like coming out of a hairpin turn, it would a lot of times oversteer, or it would overcorrect and get you going in the opposite direction. So if you had a tight left-hand hairpin and you made that hairpin and then you were releasing, it would release and it would turn you right from just the momentum of the wheel. This wheel seems to have fixed that, which I, for one, am very happy with. Because that was my one complaint on, like, when I was playing on Monaco or something, and you'd have to go through the hairpin, is you'd have to be very precise and catch it, or you would just throw yourself into a wall, and that wasn't really enjoyable. I also tried Dirt 2.0 and Forza Horizon with the wheel. Both, they worked, and like I said, the new buttons that kind of make this wheel better than the G920 from the previous offering didn't work. These are all things. All these games are said to be supported by this new wheel. I was hoping that, the full set of features for this wheel would actually be supported. But like I said, it's a new wheel. It's brand new. Maybe we get a patch that fixes it, but maybe we don't, and this is kind of a waste of money. And maybe we don't, in which case that's kind of a bummer, because I, for one, literally upgraded to get those new features, and hopefully it'll just be supported in future games, because let's be clear, we'll see a Dirt 3.0, we'll see F1 2021, we'll see Forza Horizon in 50 million years after Forza Motorsport. Like, we'll see those games, but it would have been nice that with this new wheel that those features worked. Overall price of the unit is $400. It matches the old MSRP of the Logitech G920, and I do still believe that this is a really good starter wheel. I mean, that's what it is for me. It's one of my first racing wheels, and I plan to use it a lot. The leather feels good. Like the build quality overall, it's a proven design, and the design works well. Is there higher end and better systems? Yes. Would a direct drive or a belt drive upgrade or different kind of version been nice? Yeah, Thrustmaster does have the belt drive wheel out there. I just like the look of this wheel better, and if I'm gonna have to stare at something in my office for the next 5 to 10 years, I'm gonna go with the one that I liked better, and this one I liked the look of it, and it was a decent price. So that's why I went with this. I'm liking it so far. It is very much a Logitech G920 or G29 that's been ported over to the Xbox ecosystem with a couple of upgrades. You can also get this for the PlayStation. If you already have a G29 and you're a PlayStation PC person, I would not bother upgrading. If you're an Xbox person, maybe. It could be a path that you're like, hey, you know what, actually, I do want to have the little twisty button down at the bottom to be able to adjust like brake bias or whatever else you can adjust in different games with little spinning wheel. That's the one thing I was hoping for, just to be able to adjust things. But hey, yeah, that's the Logitech G923. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button and comment down below. Are you going to be picking this one up? Do you have a G920 or a G29 already? Let me know down in those comments. Guys, my name's TommyBoy601. I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.